In our last episode, we fully explored the nucleus and completed a few tasks for Zealot Ware and Sister Mai. But when we arrived, Grand Zealot Richter told us that he also had a task for us. As he's the last person we need to talk to here, we can finally learn exactly what it is he needs us to do.
Grand Zealot?
Ah, there you are. I have a job for you.
What kind of job?
A matter of heresy that needs to be dealt with.
So long as it doesn't involve drinking from any more poison water features.
No, not so much.
I don't really have time for this right now.
So be it. But you're one of the children now, with responsibilities. Don't forget that.
I'm ready to serve, Grand Zealot.
There is a woman, one of our own. Or she was. Gwyneth. But she's given herself over to something dark. The Confessor ordered Zealot Thiel to track her down, but the Heretic eluded her. Now Gwyneth has begun profaning our holy sites with her mad ravings, openly flouting the word of Adam. The High Confessor wants her found and executed.
Absolutely not. I'm not just gonna execute a woman.
Adam makes demands of us all, however unpleasant. It is not our place to disobey.
We can't try talking to her? Maybe she'll see reason.
Won't lie. Sister Gwyneth was a good woman. But whatever's driven her to this lunacy, I'm not sure how much it's left behind. Regardless, the High Confessors decided her abandonment of Adam's too great a sin. The refusal of his grace can't be permitted.
Why have me do this? You have other zealots who probably know the area better.
Because with all you've done for the family, I know you can handle this.
I'll find her, Grand Zealot.
Good. Speak to Zealot Thiel. She should be able to point you towards Gwyneth's trail. Bring Adam's judgment to the Heretic. Now go.
With that, we begin the quest, the Heretic. And first we need to speak with Zealot Thiel. This execution sounds like a task that even Grand Zealot Richter finds rather distasteful. Of course, he still wants us to do it because he's dedicated to the cause. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think I detected a bit of remorse in his voice. At any rate, we find Zealot Thiel right where we left her, by her little shrine beneath the second-floor staircase.
Pardon me, Zealot Thiel?
Something I can do for you?
The Grand Zealot sent me. Tell me what you can about Sister Gwyneth.
Very well, as I'm sure the Grand Zealot informed you. Gwyneth was once a devoted member of our order, though prone to strange moods. She was well liked by many. The Grand Zealot in particular seemed to have a fondness for her, at least until she turned her back on Holy Adam. It was my duty to find her. But Gwyneth was always clever. I'm ashamed to admit that I failed.
What caused Gwyneth to turn her back on Adam?
I can only tell you what I saw. She was praying quietly, when she suddenly leapt up and began to shout that Adam is a lie. When Tectus confronted her, she struck him with such force that she knocked him to the ground. When she realized what she'd done, she fled. Tectus wanted us to send someone after her, make an example. But at the time it was not his decision. Confessor Martin insisted we wait, hope for her return. Sadly, that never happened, and we gave her up for dead. That was the end of Gwyneth. Or so we thought. One of the acolytes spied her at a holy site, but she escaped in the fog. It was not long after that the blasphemous messages appeared, and we knew it had to be her.
Why not just ignore her? Is Gwyneth really that much of a threat to you?
No, that is out of the question. Adam's will is clear in this matter. Heresy cannot be tolerated.
I can tell Gwyneth was your friend. How do I know you didn't deliberately fail?
I would never risk defying Adam's will. My faith is my life, and my devotion to Adam is absolute. Despite your insults, it is my duty to help you in this matter, and so I will.
I'll find Sister Gwyneth.
Then by Adam's grace, I hope that you will succeed where I did not. You should begin by searching the holy sites. Perhaps you'll find some clue I missed.
Well, we understand now why Tectus wants her dead. She knocked him to the ground, but everyone else here really liked her before she became a heretic. Well, looks like we've got some messy business to attend to. Zealot Thiel marks the locations of a few Children of Adam shrines on our Pip-Boy. Hopping into our power armor, we can snag a few more buckets of raw sap and head west towards the other side of Echo Lake. Taking the road south from the nucleus, we pass by those cabins near to the boats in a tree and eventually stumble upon a Vim delivery truck. You've got Vim. If we walk around to the back of it, we see that the trailer door is locked with a novice lock. Unlocking it, we discover a bloody scene. A submachine gun lies on the bed of the truck. We find a box of Vim, including 1 Vim quartz, and a couple of skeletons, with 200-year-old dried blood spattered on the ground. We get the impression that these 2 bodies were Vim delivery truck workers who were gunned down by someone with a submachine gun. But this murderer fled, leaving the gun behind. Why would someone attack and murder Vim delivery drivers? Perhaps we'll learn more when we explore the Vim Pop factory. Rounding the southern border of the lake, we can walk north into the hills until at last we find a number of Children of Atom banners and glowing skulls hanging from the trees. This is the Radiant Crest Shrine, and amongst the barrels of toxic nuclear waste, we find an overturned table upon which is affixed a heretical sign. Before we take the pieces, we can zoom on in to try to read this. It appears to have been made from newspaper and magazine clippings and portions of a poster or banner advertisement. Must wake from slumber, believe in nothing, no elements nor ions. But what did this pre-war advertisement say? Wake Eon? There is an address at the very bottom. Bar Harbor, Route 233 to Route 1 something. Take the dirt road. The address is just too incomplete at this stage. When done reading, we can take it.
Scraps torn from some kind of sign or banner. It looks like some pieces are missing.
Exploring the shrine a bit, we can go up a little hill where we find the roots of some trees. On a table nearby, we find some .45 caliber ammunition and a mini nuke, delicately balanced atop one of the barrels. Near to this is a novice-locked explosives box with a couple of frag grenades inside. So that's one of the shrines. Let's see what we can find at the second. Heading northwest of here, we again pass by that pet cemetery, which must be a spawn point, for I again ran into some enemies here. And not far from the cemetery, we arrive at the second shrine, the Glowing Grove. More banners, glowing bottles, and skulls. And amongst these barrels of toxic nuclear waste, we find another sign affixed to some scrap wood. Again, made from newspaper and magazine clippings, and the missing pieces of that same pre-war banner. Take leave of Adam. States change. Nothing consumes all. And on these pieces of the banner, we find the rest of the address. Putting them together, Whack Attack Station. This is actually still incomplete. We are missing a letter at the very beginning. The full name of the station is Kawack Station. Address, Bar Harbor, Route 233 to Route 102 East. Follow to Kenneth's Ridge Road, Tremont, Maine. Take dirt road left at 4½ mile, office on left. Quackatak Station, a pre-war cabin campground.
Wakatak Station? She must be staying at a campground. At least the directions are clear.
Around the shrine, we find a bit of scrap. There's a fusion core on a table nearby. With these clear directions, we can head that way, kill some trappers nearby. And then heading east along the road just south of the shrine where we found the mother icon, we indeed find a dirt road to the left. This brings us to the unmarked Kawack or Whack Attack Station. Yeah. Okay, gotta stay on our toes. We see 3 cabins, but 2 of them are boarded up. Heading towards the only cabin we can enter, we find a filthy scene. Candles on the ground, a dirty mattress, and scrawled on the wall, "The children must be saved." Nothing is real. Turning left, we find a couple of crates with some ammunition, a short radium rifle, a first aid kit, and lying on the ground next to the crates is a holotape, Gwyneth's journal.
It's done. The messages are posted. I know it could mean my life, but the children must know. I was paging through a pre-war tome when I saw it. The atom. A tiny speck of matter surrounded by endless depths. A vast emptiness that dwells within us all. It only reaffirmed what I'd felt all this time. The truth the confessor wanted no one to hear. The lie that is Atom. It's not real. We aren't all infinite worlds. Just empty space. Dead. Cold. We are nothing. Confessor won't be pleased by my messages. But I'm not afraid. I'm going to start moving things to the old church by the West Access Road in case they decide to join me. I just hope I'm not too late to save them from Adam's lies.
So Gwyneth lost her faith after seeing the diagram of an atom in a science book. She posted these heretical messages to try to convert some of the other children of Adam to her way of thinking, and she hoped to meet them at a nearby church, the old church by the West Road. It's then we get attacked.
When I thought we were getting along.
Doggone wolves. The rest of these cabins are all boarded up, but we do find an ammo canister on a crate just outside of one, and after looting it, we can head towards the church. Along the way, we find a first aid kit on an overturned boat, a fog crawler, okay, looks like he doesn't want to play. He was guarding this novice-locked box safe. Inside, we find a bunch of ammunition. Maybe he just didn't want to attack us in the water. Stepping on the land, see if he comes back. There he is. Gotcha. These overturned boats were just in the shadow of the church. We arrive from behind, and as we approach, we overhear the voice of a woman.
The children of Adam have allowed themselves to be deceived, and I must show them the truth. There is no atom. There is nothing. Nothing is endless. Nothing is deathless. And nothing is without fear or remorse. Who better to understand this than you? You who have become part of nothing for eternity, as we must all someday. You have come to know the one real truth of this world. Nothing is the only thing that truly matters. Soon more will come. My messages will reach them. It must! The word will spread and the children of Adam will come! They will embrace nothing, as I have. And then, at last, they will understand.
Okay, straight up bonkers. So she's trying to start a new religion, the religion of nothing. Heading inside the church, we can confront Sister Gwyneth.
Stop! This is a sacred place! Why have you come here? Are you seeking the truth of nothing?
You've betrayed Adam with your lies and heretical messages.
Not long ago, I would have said the same. But then, I learned the truth.
The truth of nothing? What does that mean?
If you are truly prepared to hear it, then I will tell you. The children of Adam have been deceived by Martin, by Tectus. It's a false gospel, all of it. What they don't want you to know is that Adam is but a tiny mote in the vastness of nothing. Nothing is the true nature of existence. I have seen it with my own eyes. A void so vast and empty, like a night sky without stars. I know it is difficult to accept, but you must. And so must the others. They deserve to know the truth.
At this point, we could kill her.
You'll pay for your blasphemy, heretic!
Come, child!
Or we can talk with her to see if we can find a dialogue solution.
The children of Adam want you dead. You need to stop defiling their holy sites.
I can't. I have a duty that is greater than myself. One that is worth any sacrifice.
What if you misunderstood what you saw and overreacted? Do you really believe that everyone is wrong about Adam except you?
I can't think about that now. I've strayed so far from the path. I don't dare look back.
You're not thinking clearly. And unless you stop, these delusions are gonna get you killed. You can't go on like this, Gwyneth.
Do you think I wanted this? To leave my family behind? But now, I've gone too far.
You saw something you didn't understand, and it scared you. Now you've turned your back on Adam and your family.
I know what I saw. Yes, I was afraid. But not for myself. I was afraid that my brothers and sisters were living a lie. And that's why I left.
Look, I know you think you're trying to save the children of Adam, but you could be wrong. It's not too late to turn back and atone for your actions.
I wish I could believe that.
You're out here all alone. Don't you miss your brothers and sisters at the nucleus? I know they're like a family to you.
Of course, I miss them more than anything. I've never been alone before. If I thought there was a chance they might accept me. But I'm a heretic, and my life is forfeit.
But she just won't budge. We can again resort to killing her.
If you won't repent, you leave me no choice. Prepare to die, heretic.
Come, child!
Or we can try to pass one of two speech checks. We can pass the easy one to convince her to flee the island. If we fail it...
If you stay here, you're as good as dead. You need to leave this island and never come back.
To abandon my task would be to defy the will of nothing. And that's something I will never do. I will spread the truth of nothing, and I will show the children of the false god the folly of their ways. Even if it costs me my life.
But if we pass it...
There's wisdom in your words. If I cannot save the children of Adam from their blindness, perhaps I can spread the word elsewhere. Yes, nothing's will becomes more clear to me now. I must spread the message to all who will hear, no matter how far the journey. You should tell Richter and the others that I'm dead. I can't risk them following me. Thank you for opening my eyes to that which I could not see.
Sister Gwyneth walks over to a nearby crate.
Gwyneth,
You have shown me a new path. Soon the whole world will know the truth of nothing. The children of Adam are lost beyond hope. I can do nothing more for them. I will spread the holy word to the masses. Nothing is real. I tried to show the children of Adam the truth, but they would not see it. Now I must show that truth to others. Soon. I will begin my journey soon.
If we choose either of these two options, we kill her or convince her to leave, then when we go back to Grand Zealot Richter, we can say,
Sister Gwyneth won't be troubling you any longer.
She brought it on herself. Won't ask you for the details. Doesn't really matter to me.
we complete the quest and we get the reward. The final option is to pass a medium speech check to convince her to rejoin the children of Adam. If we fail it...
Fear and doubt have blinded you, sister. But I think, in your heart, you don't really believe any of this.
I've gone too far now. I have chosen my path, and I must walk it to the end.
But if we pass it...
Blinded by fear and doubt, I can't deny the truth of those words. How could I have been such a fool? I was a child of Adam, one of the beloved. I must seek forgiveness from the others. Please tell Richter that I will return soon. I'll accept whatever punishment is deemed just.
With that, Sister Gwyneth walks over to the same crate. She just needs to collect a few things.
Gwyneth,
The nucleus is my home. It's where I belong. I see that now. I just need time to prepare myself before I return.
Thank you for helping me to see reason.
No matter which option we choose, at this point we can explore the church. We find the pastor of this old church lying slumped over the lectern. Behind the podium, we find a toy alien and an overdue book. We find a few of his faithful sitting in the pews. After looting a few containers, we can head to the staircase at the back of the church. There's a wooden box beneath the stairs. And on the second level, we find an advanced locked box safe. Next to this, we find a bear trap with a teddy bear inside. Oh no, this poor bear. There is blood smeared all over the floor. Does that mean this bear walked here? Did the toys in the Fallout universe move? We see that the church secretary was taken buff out, for all of that heavy church lifting, and then we can pick a novice-locked first aid kit on the wall by the desk. The ledges overlooking the sanctuary have a few skeletons peering over them. There's a chem cooler behind a spiral staircase that leads to the steeple. And at the top of the steeple, we find the remains of a U.S. service member wearing a helmet, wielding a sniper rifle. He also is holding an overdue book, and it looks like he was setting up camp for a long siege. He's got his lunch pail and a duffel bag here. But from what was he defending this church? Back on the ground, we find a nearby church graveyard. One of the graves is illuminated with a candle. Here we find a skeleton lying on a rug, eating a sweet roll with a spoon, and holding both his own skull and an empty wine bottle in his right hand. That's quite a party this guy had as the bombs were dropping. If we chose to convince Gwyneth to come back to the nucleus, our conversation with Richter goes a little differently.
Sister Gwyneth is coming back. She wants to make amends for her actions.
Got through to her, huh? Wasn't sure anyone could. Can't promise the High Confessor won't just kill her on sight. Still, a tale of sin and redemption sets a useful example. You've done well. Proved your devotion, and more important, your loyalty. Adam smiles on you today, sister.
Great. So where do I cash in my Adam bucks exactly?
Since you've served Adam well, I'll overlook your insult.
I think I deserve a real reward. Something I can actually use.
Do not fear. You will be recognized for your dedication.
Glory to Adam.
Here, take this. It's not just a weapon, it's one of our sacred artifacts. Go forth and show no mercy to the enemies of Adam.
We complete the quest, the Heretic, and Grand Zealot Richter rewards us with Adam's Judgment. This is a unique super sledge with a legendary effect that deals 100 radiation damage. This is one of the most powerful melee weapons in the entire game, but since much of that damage takes the form of radiation, its usefulness is situational. It's a slow melee weapon that weighs 20 pounds and has a base damage of 40, exactly like a regular super sledge. And in that regard, it has all of the same upgrades as a regular super sledge. We can upgrade it with a heating coil and a stun pack. As a super sledge, it benefits from the Big Leagues perk, but with the plus 100 radiation damage legendary effect, it also benefits from the Nuclear Physicist perk. And it has a completely unique model, unlike any other weapon in the entire game. It appears as if the children of Adam have created this thing by taking apart 4 fusion cores and piping in the nuclear material from within each one into the inner workings of the super sledge. The metal ends of the fusion cores make up the impact surface of the super sledge, and we see that it's been well used. The ends are cracked and oozing nuclear waste. Against enemies that are immune or resistant to radiation damage, it still packs a powerful punch, but against enemies that are susceptible to radiation like humans, there really is no equal. It's simply a devastating weapon. After completing our quest, we can try to learn a little bit more about Grand Zealot Richter.
You seem different from most of the people here. Why is that?
Brazen thing, aren't you? All right. I was a soldier before I came to Adam. Lieutenant Brian Richter, Recon, Capital Region. Had been in a long-term scouting mission up north when we picked up the trail of a reserve of fusion cores from an old disposal facility. We'd made our way into the containment cellar. Only our team engineer hadn't set the door locks right. 15 inches of lead-wrapped steel slammed shut behind us and locked tight. Not to open again until division. And I got to watch them all crumble and die while I lasted on 2 sips of water a day and the occasional roach. The High Confessor. He was still a zealot back then. He eventually turned up a couple weeks later. They cracked the seal on the door, pulled me out, dragged me back here, where the Archimist nursed me back to health. It's only thanks to Adam's blessing that I didn't die. Vomiting my guts onto the floor, forced to eat my own shedding hair. Now, did you have any other questions?
What army?
They called themselves the Enclave. They were a force to be reckoned with in their day, but now... well, it's been a long time since then. I serve Adam now.
I heard you were the last one to see Brother Edgar. What happened?
Edgar? Crawler got him. Happens sometimes. Nothing more to it. Was there something else?
Was there something between you and Sister Gwyneth?
No. She was just a good woman. Touch odd, but someone you could rely on. Always managed to turn up a cache of mirelurk eggs on beaches you thought were clear. We were better with her. Shame to watch her slip away. Can't be helped now.
Are there any other tasks you need done?
Nothing formal, but you can usually count on some beast lurking at our holy sites in the fog, if you're looking to put something in the ground.
Nothing for now.
Fine.
With that, we complete all side quests here at the Nucleus. If we chose to convince Gwyneth to come back to the Nucleus, a few days later we'll find her wandering around. But she doesn't say anything, which is weird because the game files do have recorded dialogue for her. But I tried this on a couple different characters and on 2 different Fallout 4 game installations, and she just didn't speak. She's supposed to say that it was Grand Zealot Richter who convinced Tectus to show Gwyneth mercy. Not everyone forgives her, but many people have forgiven her. She says that she's glad to be home and she'll never again turn her back on Adam. I think we learned a lot about the politics here at the Nucleus during that last conversation with Richter. When we asked him what happened to Edgar, he seemed really upset. Remember, Edgar was Sister Aubert's boyfriend, the one who went out into the fog on a mission and never came back. Richter here says that a fog crawler got him, but it's the way he said it.
Edgar? Crawler got him. Happens sometimes. Nothing more to it.
I'm reading between the lines here, but I get the impression that Grand Zealot Richter wasn't too pleased that Tectus had him kill Edgar. Remember, in that note that we read from Edgar, he said that he was friends with Grand Zealot Richter. It was because of that friendship that he was confident that Tectus wasn't going to get revenge against him for being a friend of former High Confessor Martin. I get the definite impression that Richter didn't want to kill Edgar just because Edgar was friends with Martin, but he still did so because Tectus ordered it. The same is true with Sister Gwyneth. Despite her heresy, he was fond of her, and he wasn't too pleased to have to kill her for that heresy, but he was still willing to do so because Adam willed it. We walk away understanding that, at least in this incarnation of the children of Adam, Tectus's will is Adam's will. And he was in the Enclave. We had to pass a speech check to get that out of him. I wonder if it says something that the children of Adam became an appealing faction to join for a former member of the Enclave, which itself was a totalitarian regime. We now need to scale that staircase and gain access to the command center, where we'll likely find Dima's memories. In our next episode, we'll ask High Confessor Tectus for permission and hope that by this point, he trusts us enough to say yes. I publish many Fallout videos each and every week, so if you don't want to miss that episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already and you still feel like you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I've got a brand new shirt in the shop. Glory to Atom! If you, like High Confessor Tectus, believe that the people of Far Harbor should be cleansed for their heresy, then you can find this design on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. This design comes on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and Patreon patrons are becoming increasingly important as YouTube continues to make changes to their platform that make the future of monetization uncertain. So to each and every one of my members and patrons, you have my sincerest thanks. You make these videos possible. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.